It's I think it's a 3-speed C3 GM something, and the thing's just as dangerous as hell. And this shifter ain't much better. This shifty shifter, I don't like it. I got excited because I got down here and I saw this switch right here, and I thought, hey, a neutral safety switch built in. And it may be, and may have been one at one time. There are actually 4 connectors on it. There's 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. But I metered it every way I could with continuity, and it wasn't there, so I just ordered a kit. We're going to see how that works out later. Well, I got the neutral safety switch on the shifter, and there it is. See it right there? So there it is off, and clicky, clicky, clicky. Now the way I did it was, you can see I got this bolt and nut going through there. Now the bottom one's sticking out a little bit more because it won't go all the way through because of all this mechanism here. So you got all that mess there, and so you can't go all the way through or you'll foul it. So I just kind of use that as a pin, lessen the light a little bit, and that's okay. I drilled the hole so precisionally that it just sort of caught fine, and then you can see there's JB weld behind it. It's warm enough for that to certainly be okay. I like that. So we're going to run the wire from the ignition switch here down around here under the carpet up to one of these, and then through the other one, and then I still don't know what this does. It don't do nothing. So we don't want it to look messy in here, so let's of course clean that up. Oh, come on. This must be a really old thing here. Well, I'm gonna be in here. It ain't coming at all. There you go, I got it. At last. Throw it in the back of the truck there. Okay. So, like I said, see it clean that up real nice. Ooh, and then you got all that mess. So, all right, I'm happy with that. I've got my new cherry bombs. I've got my new connectors. The cherry bombs are a little bigger than the ones that I had. I thought that was a good idea, kind of get a little pressure off of it. So I've got some other little things up there I've been doing. I spent a couple hours today putting the spark plugs in this side, the NGKs, and the other plugs didn't look too terrible. This is going to be just sort of a general talking about it kind of thing. But I just, you know, they weren't terrible. See, it's got a little brown in it. She never hits the interstate, so she hardly ever gets to high RPMs, but that's what I put in there. And I haven't test fired her yet, but we will soon. I got a little bit of an EGR issue right there I'm going to deal with. So the other parts are here. We're going to test this starter in a minute. We're going to test that. And then I got all these lugs, and I got some real super quality pull ties. There's a bunch of diodes. There's my 50 amp fuses. They're my 400 amp fuses. Here's the Edelbrock fuel pump. This is set to 6.5 pounds, they say, from the factory. That is the maximum that you would want to put on an Edelbrock. Like I had, it's a 1401 or 1407 manual choke. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember the numbers, but it's just your basic Carter Edelbrock thing. So I'm going to turn it down to, like I did on the Bonneville, to around 5, and that'll be more than enough. 5.5 I think I have on the Bonneville. So let's go back here, and thanks to Sean for the consumables. Uncle Tony would be jealous, but Sean got me some for doing the work on these. I recommend you watch that video. It's a couple of back on Sean and fixing his air conditioning on his red Jeep, because they gave me a copyright claim. I think I know why. I was going to test it here, but I've already gotten the answer. So come on, Let's all grow up around this place. So anyway, there's a little bit of growing up needed to be done in other places. So the Edelbrock fuel pump's going to go over here somehow, somewhere. I really don't want to take that lower hose out and flare it. I don't have much of an easily, I gave it away, those real horrible flaring tools. So I don't have one of those. I might have to come up with some other way to do this, but I don't know what it is yet. So I might try to put the fuel pump between the filter and here. Those other fuel pumps are down in the bottom, so I'm not worried about that. So let me do a little setup here. I will kind of want to get a few other things done before the day comes to a close. Wow, it's been a long time. I didn't review my other footage, so I'm not going to know where I am. But I'm going to pull this dash out and move the ignition wire down here and this over to there, and then we're going to demonstrate this neutral safety switch working. We'll close this video out. And believe it or not, that's where the sun comes in. It's kind of cool working on it this time of year. The sun comes in like that. Well, at least in this vehicle, I got the thing on wrong. It is the big red wire on this very melty plug, and so I got some deadheading to do in there and a little bit of cleaning up, because that's kind of a messy situation. Yeah, there's a couple of messy situations in there I think I'm gonna have to address. I rewired it, I'd say probably 80%. But boy, you better make sure the battery's disconnected, I'm telling you. And after you get this done, that's going to be fine. So anyway, I've interrupted the big main power wire there. And so it's down and up to the neutral safety. And it's very well protected there. I'm happy about that. I don't think anybody's going to kick it or anything. So I've got my little ends ready to go behind the carpet, up behind the air conditioner, and stuck on the steering wheel there. That's okay. So there they are, soldered and done and everything, and ready to plug in right here. I think that's okay. Let's go back and look at that a little bit. I wish I had the cover. I think the cover's up in the attic, but I don't know. I don't like the cover. Just don't like it. So anyway, that's going to be fine. So we're all hooked into the switch, and we're wired up. So let's wire it up there. I tend to use a little bit too much wire to make sure, and then I will use that wire, what I cut off here later on something else. I'm sure of that. I always do. I have it wired. I gotta clean that mess up as clean as I got this cab. I redid my sun visor stuff up there, and that was just old paint. All right, so I got this pulled back a little bit, so we're like in neutral. So this won't work. It's a park safety switch. So let's see here. I really don't want to run the fuel pump because I got to run some fuel. So there you go. Nothing. Not a thing. So let's put her back into gear, or back into park. Oh, I heard it. I heard it start up in there. So let's just see if it turns over. Yep. So that works perfectly. I don't think I'm doing this, filming this worth a flip, but I'm trying. Okay. That couldn't be better. That could not make me more happier. Okay, so I got to do something about this clock. I wish I had the right size clock to fit this thing. I'd use that old GMC insert that came with it, but I think that's kind of like too precious. Wrap it with a bunch of duct tape or something. I don't know. I got my little wood bits there, but that's a whole different story. So let's put it in neutral, take the parking brake off, put the wheel chocks in it, and adjust the brakes, but that'll be something I'm going to be doing by myself. So be sure and give me a thumbs up, and do what you can about, you know, the thing that Hurst told me not to talk about. So make sure you do it. I've never seen them do this before. They're usually at the back line. Those are guinea hens. I've never seen them this close to the house. They move. See how they kind of dart around? Very interesting. They're really loud. But my understanding is they eat a lot of bad stuff around the house, and that's why people always had chickens around the house. Look how they dart around. And see how close they get. This is really, really unusual. God, they're coming right here. Let me get a picture of them here too. They're just right there. I'm not going to disturb them in the least. I want them around here. Keep coming this way. Keep eating them things.